the next skill, employability skill, that is entrepreneurial skill. Many a times you must have heard this word entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the creation or the extraction of value. Interesting, isn't it? With this definition, entrepreneurship is viewed as a change which may include other values rather than simply economic ones. How is it so? So let us define entrepreneurship. It is the ability and the readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise along with any of its uncertainties in order to make a profit. More narrow definitions have been described of entrepreneurship as a process of designing, launching, and running a new business, which is often initially a small business, or as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize, and manage a business venture along with any of its risks to make a profit, as we just discussed. Who is the entrepreneur? The entrepreneur is defined as someone who has the ability and desire to establish and administer this business or this startup venture along with the risk entitled in order to make profits. So I'm sure the definition of entrepreneurship and entrepreneur is now clear to you. Next, I would like to discuss entrepreneurial skills. All the entrepreneurs are different, but there are some characteristics and qualities that have been observed to be common among successful entrepreneurs over the years. The zeal and the enthusiasm and the motivation to choose the path of entrepreneurship as well as the journey to success is different for each entrepreneur. But one thing that drives all of them is the sense of purpose behind their venture as well as the willingness to take the leap and implement their ideas. More than anything, most of the entrepreneurs they follow a basic process of entrepreneurship to kickstart their venture. So the entrepreneur is able to recognize the commercial potential of the invention and organize the capital and talent and other resources that could turn any invention or any idea into a commercially viable innovation. Entrepreneurial competencies. Entrepreneurial behavior requires certain knowledge, skills, or personality profile known as entrepreneurial competence or traits. A competence may be defined as underlying characteristics of a person which results in effective and superior performance in a job. Entrepreneurial competencies play a key role in the success of an entrepreneur and in the achievement of entrepreneurial goal. Let us understand some common entrepreneurial competencies. The first one is initiative. Well, before I start with these competencies, let me tell you the contributions behind the same. In a study conducted by David McClelland, a reputed behavioral scientist and Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, EDII, certain competencies were identified that were found in successful entrepreneurs who exhibited superior performance. So, what are these competencies? Let's start with initiative. It is an inner urge in an individual to start with something, that is, to take the first step forward. Well, in this case, it is the entrepreneur who takes this first step of setting up of an enterprise. Many innovative entrepreneurs have this urge to do something different. And he is basically an innovator who carries out new combinations to initiate and accelerate the process of economic development. Coming to the next, seeking new opportunities. An entrepreneur is always on the lookout of new opportunities, new ideas, and how he can, convert that opportunity in the best possible way for the best interests of the enterprise. Persistence. It says that the desire and will to keep going is a result of persistence. Only the persistent are able to achieve their goals. This statement is true for an entrepreneur who is never disheartened by any failures, any obstacles, tries, adapts, and listens to overcome the obstacles that come in the way of achieving the goals. Information seeking is the next competency. A successful entrepreneur always keeps his or her eyes and ears open and is required, he's to imbibe new ideas which can help in realizing his goals. He is always open to consult with experts, take their expertise, their guidance, and advice so that he can implement them in his business. The next is concern for high quality. Successful entrepreneurs are seen not to be satisfied with moderate or average performance. They set high quality standards for themselves and then put in their best to achieve these standards. They believe in excellence, which is reflecting in everything they do. So, entrepreneurs make sure that he is not only doing a job, but he is doing it in the best way possible so that he can give rise to the products or he can bring about the products of the best quality. Next is commitment. Well, commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. Entrepreneurs, they exhibit high level of commitment towards their work and decisions. For an entrepreneur to succeed, they have to stay committed to their venture and to their goals. Concern for efficiency is the next competency. When many entrepreneurs, when the entrepreneurs are devising new methods, and they always keep in mind how to promote efficiency. They try to create new methods that aim at making working easier, simpler, better, and economical. Systematic planning. Successful entrepreneurs decide future course of action, keeping in mind the goals to be achieved. They believe in developing relevant and realistic plans and ensure proper execution of the same in pursuit of running a successful enterprise. So, planning is thinking ahead or thinking in advance what are the requirements of the business and developing realistic plans, right, which should be profitable, which should be feasible, and then you need to execute them properly so that your enterprise is successful. Problem solving and self confidence. Problem solving. Every entrepreneur takes a problem as a challenge and puts in his best for finding out the most appropriate solution. So he will first of all understand the problem. What is the problem? Where has the problem come from? Why it has come? When did it arise? Who is responsible for the same? How to resolve the problem? So he will develop the appropriate strategy to solve the problem. Self confidence. Entrepreneurs are not cowed down by any difficulties as they believe in their own abilities and strengths. They have full faith in their knowledge, skill, and competence and have the confidence to handle future uncertainties. Assertiveness. An assertive person knows what to say, when to say, how to say, and whom to say. Entrepreneurs exhibit assertiveness in situations around decision making to ensure that the interests of the organizations are completely in tune with the decisions and actions of the entrepreneur and his team. So, as you can see, he will confront the problem with the others directly, tell others what they have to do, reprimand or disciplines those failing to perform as expected. Persuasion or persuasiveness. Entrepreneurs have to persuade different cohorts of people at different stages, like employees, customers, clients, and suppliers, with the help of sound opinions, logical reasoning, an entrepreneur manages to convince others what he or she wants. Effective strategist. A successful entrepreneur possesses the ability to formulate relevant strategies aimed at safeguarding or promoting the organizational interest and goals. Strategy may be with respect to facing future uncertainties or challenges posed by the competitors. Effective monitoring. Entrepreneurs monitor that everything is carried out in the organization as per their decision, but they allow some amount of flexibility to the employees. They ensure regular monitoring of the working so that the goals of the organization can be met in the best possible manner. Concern for employees' welfare. Definitely, it is the future of the organization that depends upon the employees. And if all the employees have to be satisfied, dedicated, and committed workers, the organization is bound to perform well. A successful entrepreneur tries to promote organizational interest vis-a-vis the interest of the workers. He or she will take personal interest in solving the problems which are confronting them and generating the feeling that there is interdependence of the interest of workers and the management is definitely concerned with the welfare of the employees.